Chapter 14. I don't understand, Cynthia said. There's nothing here of any value. Why would someone break into this apartment? I'm not sure, I said, but I'm looking at the place as if it's a crime scene, which it is. I was applying the lessons I'd learned from Keneally. This doesn't make any sense if it's random. What do you mean? What do burglars want? I asked. I don't know, she said. I'm not a burglar. How would I know what some crazy man, some drug addict wants? Yes, but you're an actress. Analyze this the way you would analyze a script. How would you know anything about that? I've spent plenty of nights out with Leo and his students, listening to them talk about motivations and the characters they were working on. I started to pace. It's not that different from the way lawyers analyze a fact pattern. Why does anyone do anything? Because they want something. They think there's something in it for them. What's for a burglar in a random burglary? Something of value? Said Cynthia. That's right, I said. So what kind of a bum picks this apartment? What's wrong with this apartment? She said defensively. Nothing, I said. It's lovely. It's a lovely apartment. But if you're a high-class burglar looking for big-ticket items, is this the kind of place you break into? She glanced around. No, I guess not. No, it's not. Those guys hit places on Park or Fifth, probably. So let's say it's a lowlife. Does that work? Not quite. This neighborhood is a little too nice to get hit by some crankhead looking to score $20 for his next piece of rock. And it's a little too low rent to be hit by somebody who's got some skill and experience, someone who's doing some planning. But let's ignore all that for now. It's just supposition. Let's just look at the physical evidence. Say you're a lowlife, a junkie, maybe looking for your next fix. You're not Cary Grant in To Catch a Thief. I never saw it. I'll pretend I didn't hear that. You come through the front door looking for something you can turn into cash. Come over here to the front door. Let's talk this through from his point of view. She put down her beer. I turned her around and spoke softly in her ear. You've just broken through the door. What's the first thing you do? I call out hello to make sure no one's home. Good. I didn't think of that. But you already know nobody's home. You made a racket breaking through that door, and it would have gotten the attention of anyone who was home. But fine, we'll go with that. You call out hello. Then what? I start looking for items of value. Good. Let's do it. Okay. She stepped forward and slowly surveyed the room. I passed this room by. Nothing of value. Yeah, I said. In a house in the suburbs, up in Scarsdale or Greenwich, maybe there would be some fine silverware, but not here. What about the closet? Cynthia shook her head. No, it's right here in the kitchen, right inside the front door. It probably just has coats, maybe pantry items. Besides, I'm moving quickly now. Breaking the door made a lot of noise, and I want to move quickly. She was getting into it now. I'd head right through the living room, too. There's a TV and a stereo system. I can probably get a few bucks for those, but I want to look at the rest of the apartment first. She moved into the hallway. I also want to make sure that the place is empty, and then when I've looked at the whole place, I'll have a feel for where I want to start really looking. She looked into Alex's room for only a moment and then headed down to her room. I waited for her to see what I had seen. She opened the door to her bedroom and stood in the doorway. This room was different from Alex's. This room felt like a home. Care had been taken in the decoration, the colors, the placement. This was a girl's room. What do girls have? Jewelry. Girls have jewelry. She came back down the hall to Alex's room, looking in and taking in the damage. Desk drawers pulled from the desk, contents overturned onto the floor. Books pulled from the bookshelf, their spines split and pulled apart, the mattress cut open. My room should be trashed, not his. He should have been looking for jewelry, rings, watches. Why did he only go through Alex's room? Because Alex had something he wanted? What? What could Alex possibly have that had any value? That's what we have to figure out. But he didn't have anything that anybody would want. He had something, I said. And it wasn't just something that somebody would want. It was something that somebody was willing to kill for. Oh my God, it was him. I knew it. I knew he didn't kill himself. Oh God, he was here. He was here in my home. She clutched her stomach and ran past me. I followed her out into the living room. She grabbed her coat, got one sleeve, pulled my coat off the chair in the kitchen and threw it at me. Come on, let's go. I can't be in here. She ran out the front door without a backwards glance. I snatched her keys off the table, rushed out the door, locked it quickly as her footsteps faded away. I raced down the stairs after her and banged through the front door to find her bent over the gutter, her breathing ragged. It's me, I said, and placed my hand gently on her back. She straightened up and hugged herself, shivering. It's okay, I said, and wrapped my arms around her for the third time that evening. It's okay. He's gone. I know he's gone, she said, turning around and leaning into me, but he was there and he killed Alex and I can't stay there. I can't go back in there. She started to cry. I don't know if I can ever go in there again. Shh, it's okay. You don't have to. She looked up at me. Take me home with you. Okay, I said. It started to rain as we walked to the corner and hailed a cab. We didn't speak on the way back to my apartment. We didn't speak as I paid the cab, as we walked up the steps to my building and up the 2 flights to the front door of my apartment. And we still didn't speak after I unlocked the door, as we entered the apartment and I relocked the door behind us. We were silent as we undressed, as we got into bed, and as we did what grown-ups do. And then, still in silence, we fell asleep. The next morning by 10, Cynthia and I had already put away most of a pot of coffee. What was left was past its prime, and we still hadn't spoken about the previous evening. I hadn't been expecting company, so the apartment was in a state of disarray. Cynthia was on the couch in my robe, her attention on a recent art section of the Times she had plucked from a large stack on the floor, while I went to work putting up a fresh pot. When I joined her with 2 fresh cups, mine black, hers with non-fat milk and one Splenda, I shifted a stack of books from the couch to the floor and sat next to her. We needed to figure out what was next. We've got to hook up with Jenkins and Cleary and let them know about the break-in. Why? Because they're connected, the robbery and the murder. But you said Jenkins and Cleary don't think there's been a murder. They think Alex killed himself or died while he was... No, I said. I said they're pretending that's what happened. But like I told you yesterday, they must know there's something else going on. This confirms that, the break-in. So we've got to let Jenkins and Cleary know about it. They might not hear about it from the detective who gets assigned to the burglary. Once they hear about it from us, they might take this whole thing a little more seriously, keep us in the loop a little more. Wait a minute. You don't think they're taking Alex's murder seriously? You were just saying how they were probably way ahead of you in figuring this whole thing out. I said probably. I don't know what the hell they're doing. For all I know, they do think he killed himself, accidentally or on purpose. Or maybe they think it was a sex thing and there was someone else involved and it's not that high on their list of priorities right now. Another problem we're dealing with, or they're dealing with, is the 48-hour rule. If the cops don't have any serious leads or suspects within the first 48 hours after a homicide, their chances of ever catching the dude who done it begin to drop dramatically. With this case, it's been almost 2 weeks and nothing's going on. That we know of, Cynthia said. That we know of, I agreed. That's the problem. We don't even know what, if anything, is happening with their investigation or even if there is one. Now you're in danger, and I think we should let them know what happened instead of leaving it to the detective assigned to the burglary. What do you mean I'm in danger? I don't know, I said. That's the problem. You think someone's coming after me? She said, her voice starting to rise in pitch. No. I don't think someone's coming after you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. But think about it. We almost ran into this guy yesterday. This guy probably killed Alex, or at the very least is somehow involved in his death. Who is he? What does he want? How much further is he willing to go to get it? We have no idea. I'll feel better when we do. So what are you going to do? She asked. I'm going to head over to the precinct and try to have a talk with Jenkins and Cleary, let them know about the break-in, let them know about the inconsistencies in the autopsy and crime scene reports. But you said they already know about those. But they don't know that I know. When they do, they'll also know that I can make a stink about it. Maybe try to get a reporter interested, maybe get Alex's parents on their back. And Alex's parents, I'm told, have beaucoup Benjamins, and Benjamins can be very verbal. But Alex's parents don't care. Again, they don't know that. I'm sure the cops don't want the victim's influential parents calling up and saying X, Y, and Z are wrong with your investigation, and what are you going to do about it? They're not going to be too happy to see you. I don't care about making them happy. I care about getting things done. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to have those guys pissed off at me. She sipped her coffee. Why are you being so nice to me? I like to keep busy. Idle hands are the devil's workshop, or whatever the hell that saying is. Cynthia spilled her coffee. Shit, she said. Oh, that was weird. What? I just had a total flashback. Jesus, it was something that Alex said about 2 weeks before he died. Oh, my God, I can't believe this. What is it? I asked as she stood and started to pace. She was snapping her fingers, muttering under her breath. What was it? Damn it, the devil's workshop. Oh, she turned to me. That's it. I knew I'd heard something like that before. The devil's playground. That's what it was. It was something I overheard Alex say on the phone. I was napping in my room. He didn't think I was home, and he was on the phone in his room. He was having a heated conversation with someone. I could hear his voice through the wall, and I could tell he was agitated. He was yelling. It woke me up, and I heard him say something about the devil's playground and shutting it down. I don't know what it meant, but he was very upset, and he must have slammed down the phone. I heard the noise. I got out of bed and headed into the hall to see what was up with him. He came out, and I asked him what was wrong, and he didn't answer, said he had to go out. He was really agitated. He left without telling me where he was going, and when he came back, he wouldn't talk about it. What do you think it was about? I asked. I don't know, she said. Like I told you, there was this little flurry of activity in the past couple of months. Secret phone calls with the doors closed, time out doing some stuff he wouldn't talk about. Something was going on. Do you think we should try to find out what it was? Do you think it was about tempo or hentai? Why do you say that? He was fired from there. They gave him trouble with his unemployment claim. Maybe he was pissed off and he was going to try to shut them down. Maybe. How do we find out? Where do we start? Cynthia asked. I thought for a moment. I think we start by figuring out what he was up to those last few weeks, where he was going, and who he was talking to. And that is the end of chapter 14. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications of any upcoming live streams. And also head over to my website, MatthewArkin.com, and make sure to subscribe for my newsletter, and you'll get notifications of articles that I write on writing, editing, and acting. Have a good evening.